embrace the magical side of life, where anything is possible and the infinite is accessible to all, let's have a conscious conversation about what's going on in the world, in your life, and your relationship from the expanded perspective of your soul. The path to awareness begins and ends in the heart. So let's take it there, one step at a time, and learn to cultivate magic in your life every single day. In each episode, we share a collective space in which we discover the unique facets of our own magic and embody our superhuman qualities by humbly exploring how it's super simply to be human. Hosts Kai and Dell co-create a magical experience to remind you that you are magical as fuck. Now, be unleashed. This is our daily magic.
Hello there, everyone. One of the cool things about being in a long-term relationship is you have inside jokes with your partner, and you don't need to say something, but you can make your partner start laughing, like how she's laughing now. But look at this.
Oh my gosh.
Hello, everyone. It's been a couple of weeks. Welcome to another episode of Our Daily Magic. And as my tag put in here, what I said for all of us, that wonderful everyone tag, time to co-create some magic.
Yes.
We've been on it wasn't even that long. I was thinking, like, how long we haven't recorded episodes? It's only been like 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was longer.
Nah.
Because time seemed to exist in the past couple weeks or so. But how's everyone doing here? Whoever's here, let us know in the comments. One, how you're doing, and two, just hello. We appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
On this month is actually, I just saw somebody post that it's Women's Appreciation Month.
Cool.
So I want to appreciate you for being you.
Received. All right. So what have we been up to for the past couple of weeks?
Please share.
Well, we did integrate about our Bufo experience.
This shit's still integrated.
And then after that, we decided to go on a trip around the world.
Just a little trip around the world in 7 days.
5 countries in 7 days. And I'm curious, at what point, if at any point, did you experience culture shock?
Every single one of them.
Yeah.
I would say, yeah. I said that to someone or a couple of people who was asking, because saw the photos. Oh my God, that's amazing, all the different stuff. And we'll get into that as well of the photo thing. But I was saying, like, one of the things that happened, which was very cool, was seeing different like cultures, because that was my first time actually being outside the country of the U.S. So my first experience of different worlds, different cultures, different environments, different energies, things like that. And it made me, so I said made you, so I'm not taking ownership for how it made me. It made me like really be more grateful for the things that I have. Because like the old saying used to be told for so many times like there's someone out there who will be grateful to have the stuff that you had, and me being a spoiled American, no, probably not. But then really seeing the different environments and different energies and stuff like that, and things that people were so much appreciative of, things that were even less than what I had. So pretty cool.
Did you have any expectations? Got it.
I think that's the fun part. When you have no expectations, and then life gets to do what it does.
Life was lifing.
Life is always lifing. Question is, how aware are you of the lifing that the life is doing, and how in tune are you in flow with what life is lifing? Are you fighting against the lifing that life is doing, or are you going to surrender and allow life to life through it and experience that? That was a pretty cool thing. It's like a lullaby.
So our first stop was London. It was a nice 8 or 9 hour flight. We left New York like around 8 o'clock at night. And in London time, we got there at around 8 o'clock in the morning. But I didn't really sleep on the plane. So it was kind of like doing an all-nighter.
I did. Somewhat.
Yeah.
It was a pretty spacious plane, too. We got to experience the different side of the planes and stuff. But like the first couple ones we went on was like really good. Like very spacious, had the TV going. And it's like the economy class that we're in, like it seemed like it was like a first class. And also the fact with that flight, the night flight that we had, there wasn't that many people wanted, so then we were able to like go in different parts of the plane and just stretch out.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
That was neat. And for anyone who's watching or listening, where have you been? What countries are you in, and what countries have you been to or are going to? So when we got there, like first we were gonna meet up with someone, but that didn't happen. And I had did like a post the night before about like people's favorite places, things to do in London, because I've never been to any of these places, but I have traveled. So there were some people who wrote some different things, and luckily Google Maps is a thing. So I was literally just Google mapping places and how to get there, and then just asking for help along the way. Like we took the underground to get to our first destination.
We took the Underground Railroad.
And then we just started walking around to find the rest, and I used Google Maps to navigate the rest. It was very adventurous. I also realized that so London, they drive on the other side of the road. I was like, I think I'm walking on the wrong side of the sidewalk. That was kind of funny. But we got to go on the London Eye and see everything from a bird's eye view.
It's different levels of birds, man.
How did you feel about it?
I said there's pigeon view. There's a pigeon view and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's a hawk eyes view.
Mm-hmm.
Eagle's eyes view. Geese eyes view.
Yeah.
So it's different level. You said bird's view.
Yeah.
Right? That shit was interesting. Like I was saying to her, I really feel like I died from something from heights, because heights gets me very anxious.
Yeah.
Like in a past life, something for me falling from something high. I don't know. Or maybe I was an Anunnaki and I was very high.
So were you able to enjoy it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the human moments, but still was able to enjoy it.
Got it. So you could see like the whole, like all the whatever body of water that is, the river, and you could see the London Bridge. You could see Big Ben. You could see all the things. It was really neat.
It wasn't falling down.
It was not falling down. Okay, so we took the underground to get there. That was like 45 minutes. But then after that, we took Uber to Borough Market and walked around and saw all the food in stores.
That marketplace kind of lit.
Yeah. It was different. Like, as soon as we pulled up, like, you could smell everything.
Yeah.
All the cheese.
Yeah. It wasn't processed stuff. It was like authentic shit.
Right.
I forgot what country we were in when they were saying, like, yeah, we don't put, like, fucked up chemicals in our food.
Probably most of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just like got a big whiff of like fruits and cheese and food, and it's just all like
Desserts.
Oh my gosh, cakes and pies.
Cakes and pies.
There's some really amazing like bakeries, street food. They had they had food from all over. But the thing that we ended up taking with us back to the airport were pies. Like we had beef pies. And it seems like a very common dish because that's what you had for lunch, right?
Yeah. Mistakenly, but it happened.
Oh, you had a steak pie.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was good though. I was okay. I'll take that.
And I was determined. I was like, must have a beer at a pub and some fish and chips. And fish and chips were amazing. The fish was just like so crispy and flaky and delicious. And it was paired nicely with a beer that had a weird name. I just picked the one that sounded the strangest. So that way I could try something different. It was so good. Hello. Thank you. Oh my gosh. So good. So then we like walked around, we saw London Bridge, and I heard there was someone who was just like they were gathering some people, and they're like, all right, time to start the Harry Potter walking tour. And I was like, dang, we gotta go. So I totally wanted to stay for something like that.
That's Tamara.
Oh, it's Tamara. Hey, Tamara. Welcome. Cool. So yeah. So then after that, we took an Uber back to the airport after we saw all the things, and like I was knocked out. You were knocked out first.
What knocked out? What you mean?
The Uber back to the airport.
Oh yeah.
Because we were there on an 11-hour layover, and then we took the underground to get out there, and then going back to the airport.
Because it was like an hour ride, right?
It was a little over an hour with all the traffic, but it was cool because we got to go through like everything and like see the culture and the different houses and stuff like that. So it was neat from what I caught while my eyes were open.
Yeah, like I was saying, it gave me in London, it was like a Boston type of vibe for me.
Yeah.
That's what I felt like, yeah. Like being in Boston again.
Well, it makes sense, right? Because most people like immigrated from England over to...
Touche.
Right there.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So I guess they brought the vibe with them. So then so our next stop was Mumbai, India. And I was like, I have no idea how, like what the quality of the water is going to be like when we get there, or where we're even going to get it from. So while we're in London, Heathrow Airport, I was like, let's just buy mad water. And we'll like ration it out. Like we'll have 1 bottle a day, because we were in Mumbai for 3 days. 24, 25, 26.
Oh.
and then, you know, a bottle for that day. So we had 8 bottles of water just like ready to go. That, and we're like struggling to charge our phones because I didn't have an adapter.
No, India, you had the adapter for it.
I had the adapter for India, but not for the UK.
UK, we had, I think it was the USB thing. Remember on the plane?
Yeah.
We had the USB cords.
But one of them was lost, so I'd buy another one. And then we ended up being able to charge. Okay. So London to Mumbai was another, I don't know, 8 or 9 hour flight, something like that. And how was that flight? I don't even remember.
It was good. It was all right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I was probably knocked out on that one.
Yeah. But it's all about when we landed.
Yeah.
And we took our first ride. Remember? When we took our ride from the airport to the hotel.
Yeah. Well, first of all, in London it was like 30 degrees.
And in Mumbai it was like 80.
In Mumbai it was 80 degrees. So I had to shed some layers as soon as we got there.
Oh yeah, I had to get over remember the fear that I had to get over?
What was your fear?
Taking a dump in the airport.
How did that go?
I'm still here. Oh man. It was interesting. Yes. Oh, okay. Oh, right. So when we landed in London, I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna brush my teeth, you know, like do all the things. And when we landed in India, I was like, let's just get to the hotel. So Dell handled his business. Then we went, like, it was a long walk. In the freaking, now I'm remembering the wait. Remember the wait for the visa?
Yeah.
That was pretty long.
To go through immigration, it was pretty long there. But we made it. And luckily, okay, so London had Uber, Mumbai had Uber. But you could choose between actually being in like a regular car or like these little, I don't even know what you call it.
It's like a toy car.
It's so cute. It's like a little, like, it's motorized, but it's like open air.
Yeah.
And there's like 2 people sitting in the back and 1 person in the front. I think it only had like 3 wheels. There's like 1 wheel in the front. Yeah. And then there were 2 wheels in the back.
It was like the Steve Urkel car.
Right. It was tiny. But we hopped in an Uber, like a regular car. And then we headed to the hotel, but like traffic was like another beast. It was like
beep, 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 beep,
New York traffic times 1,000.
I was about to say New York traffic is like a normal walk in the park type of day. That, and then like when my life got flashed in front of me when we were going this way, and then you see a truck just coming directly at us, and then somehow in the last millisecond it like went away. I just turned around like, this is it. Saying, oh man. But once after that, then you realize that that's just a normal day in the office with that. It's so funny because it's all you hear when you walk. Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah.
Somehow they're all are synchronistically in tune in the roads, and they say like accidents don't really happen there either.
Interesting. Right.
Yes. Indeed.
Exactly. So yeah, it was something else. Like there's practically no lanes.
Yeah.
And then you have people who are on like motorbikes, then you have these teeny cars, then you have regular cars, then you have trucks, like all coexisting on the road. It was very interesting. Very interesting to watch everyone navigate it all. So we get to the hotel, And let's see, it's a really nice hotel, the Orchid.
Yeah.
Mumbai.
The thing about it, and they were saying like when foreigners come into their country, they treat them like gods. So that's what they say. So like there was so much hospitality, so much like gratitude and appreciation shown to us when we got there, type of thing. And then like my mind was like, how real is this? Like it was asking that type of thing. Like my egoic mind was saying that, but then my soul was just acknowledging it and just embracing it. Even if somebody was doing that as a front type of thing, it's okay. I'm just embracing this energy and love and giving it back. So it was like really cool to just be in a space where you're just that warm welcome.
Yeah, it was nice. And the greeting, so I thought that it was namaste. People actually say namaskar. So that was interesting too.
Namaskar.
Namaskar.
I'm gonna see what that means.
So we checked into the hotel. Like at this point, my eyes are like all like glazed over. We're like itching to get a nap. We ordered some food, like half asleep, and was able to eat some food. And we're like, oh yeah, let's go. I was like, oh yeah, let's go shopping, because we really only had like, we had 1.5 days to do like some sightseeing, because we were there for a conference that was going on for the second day. So I was like, if we go shopping now, then we'll have the third day free. Maybe we'll go see like a place that has some like animals or something that we've never seen before. So that didn't happen. We had food and then ended up going back to sleep for like another like couple of hours or so. And then I was like, that's it. Like, gotta get up, because there's no way that we're gonna sleep off the jet lag at that point, right? It's like, just go do the things. So we got up, we headed outside. We're about to get into an Uber to go do some shopping, and this American dude, happy dude, was like, hey, y'all look amazing. Nice to meet you. Later, we found out it was a human being by the name of Dave Horton. And they were like, hey, did y'all hear about the meet and greet, before the conference? Apparently, they're having like some meet and greet time where people could connect with each other and also connect with the person who the conference is oriented around, by the name of Steve Hardison. So Amy Hardison, his wife / girlfriend, and Alan D. Thompson wrote a book about Steve Hardison called The Ultimate Coach. And the event that we were going to is called The Ultimate Experience. So Dave was like, hey, let's go to the meet and greet. And we're like, all right, sure. So I canceled the Uber and we walked over to the host hotel, the Sahara Star, with them. So we're like getting in the elevator. We're about to like walk into the building, and we're about to get into the elevator, and they're like, "Oh, we're going upstairs to meet Steve Hardison," and it's like, "Oh, well, we're coming with you." So we ended up going and walking into Steve and Amy's hotel room and being able to meet them. What was your first impression?
What do you mean?
When you got there?
It was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much. It's like, wow. But the thing about it was we talked about it a day or so ago, or a day before then, or maybe the same day. I don't remember. But I said, yeah, I want to meet Steve Hardison before the event. That's what I said. And then like take take action with it. We said, oh yeah, you're gonna meet him but you're gonna see him at the event. I said, no, I want to meet him before the event, type of thing. And I didn't like same thing in regards to like when I manifested the belt. I didn't like give more energy into it, and then next you know things just unraveled for that to go down that I wasn't even expecting.
Nice. And I had this interesting feeling that some people were gonna just like recognize us when we got there. So lo and behold. So we walk into the room and it's us plus maybe like, I don't know, 6 or 7 other people. And we're all sitting in a circle. We're just hanging out. Dell's sitting on one side of Steve, I'm sitting on the other side. And Amy comes and sits on Steve's lap. So he said, I always wanted to be an Oreo. And Dell says, well, it's a double stuffed Oreo. You got Dell, Steve, and Amy, and then me on the other end of the couch, which was pretty cool. It was nice. Thank you to the people who took pictures, who were able to, to really capture that moment and also just be in it. And it was great. We introduced ourselves to each other. Got to really be with the people that were in the room. So we went around, said our introductions, and it was really amazing to just be with everyone that was there. That felt like a miracle.
What?
There's 2 of us there. We can both tell the story.
No, you told it perfectly. What else I need to add to it?
So what happened after that?
Oh, we met everyone else downstairs.
Okay.
See, like you give vivid stories. I give like straight to the point. We got to meet additional people who came to see the event. I was downstairs, and then after that, didn't we go to a store or something?
Mhm.
Went to the store. Then we came back.
Mhm.
Then we hung out again, and then in that moment we had the buffet,
Mhm.
the Indian buffet. Amazing. I thought that was amazing, but then next the next day the food, I'm like, dang.
It was really like world-class food and world-class people.
Mm-hmm.
We took a big group photo with lots of people together.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And when we walked into the place where they're having dinner, Dell says, "This must be what heaven is like." What did you mean by that?
I don't know. I really don't know. I just said it. So whatever it was going on in the moment. It's those moments where I say stuff in the moment and then I don't remember.
Well, you did say something about when you were talking to Dr. Will about how there are people from all around the world, all different cultures, just in one space, getting along.
Yeah. There we go. Thank you. Yeah, it's just showing what can be possible when we just be. Just in that space together. People weren't like judging each other for our skin colors, our genders, our preferences, our religious, spiritual beliefs, and all this other stuff. It's actually encompassed all of us with just being unified together and being able to connect with each other, which is amazing. It's an amazing thing to see, but also to be a part of as well. So I was like, this is what heaven's like. Reminds me like when like in the journeys, psychedelic journeys, to be more specific. When people first get there in the space, you don't really know each other that much. So then it's like still like this egoic guard up. But then after the psychedelic journey and that experience, and you have your heart freaking opened up, we all just get to be with each other, and it's like all this connectedness that happens after that dissolving of the egoic identity and attachments and stuff. So that's exactly what it was like.
Yeah, it was great. And the food was amazing.
Yeah.
We had Indian pizza.
Oh yeah.
It was like every kind of curry that I could think of and
Lamb.
more.
Had lamb.
Oh my goodness, lamb, the desserts. Like there was an abundance of everything.
Lamb taco.
You had lamb tacos. Right. And by the way, we're still walking around with our Evian bottles from London. So yeah. So that was so we made it to go shopping. I got some shoes, a scarf, and some earrings to match for the next day. And we made it back and we made it to the buffet. After the buffet, I think it had to be like almost midnight or something like that.
Yeah, it was late. Ooh, I was like, yeah, I'm tired.
The
jet lag was kicking in.
Yeah. So we went back to the hotel, went to sleep, and we got up. And we had breakfast at the hotel, which was another buffet, it's kind of cool to see like the similarities in breakfast.
And differences too.
Right. In different countries. So we didn't have breakfast in London, I don't think. By the time we started eating, it was like midday.
We had breakfast on the plane.
Okay. And then at the hotel in Mumbai, they had like some things that were familiar, like corn muffins were familiar. They had sausage, they had bacon, they had cereal, and croissants. I think, did they have donuts there? That was the place that had donuts.
Maybe. Oh.
And then everything else was very different. So it was great to like get a glimpse, or have the opportunity to try something different. I think for that particular meal, I just kind of like stuck to what I knew, but got more adventurous later on.
Yeah, I'm adventurous. This looks interesting. Let me grab this. So worst case scenario, I don't like it, and then I'll just get something else.
Right.
But this looks interesting.
I think I saw you had something that looked like pasta or like noodles for breakfast.
Probably.
I was like, oh, okay. Okay. So we had breakfast at our hotel, and then we walked over to the conference, which was starting early. I think check-in was at like between 8 and 9.
Yeah.
So we made it to the conference, started to see some people who were there that we had met the night before. And then we were walking down the driveway, and we met this really vivacious woman by the name of Esther, who we just like clicked, and she was like, save me a seat, like we're gonna talk. But we get into the conference, and we see Dave again, who we're dressed in black and white because the cover of the book is black and white. Even my manicure is black and white. And Dave's the only other person who's like decked out in black and white with us. So we got to like vibe on that. So we walked into the main room, and the first couple of rows are white sofas. And then after that, they have large tables where people could sit. So we snagged a seat in the second row, and had a nice close-up view of all the speakers. What was your take on the conference?
Amazing. Yeah. It was a journey. And then at the end, oh, but it was at the end when the jet lag was kicking in again. Just a couple times, like, overall, it was great. It was once again something I wasn't having expectations for how I wanted it to be,
Mhm.
and it was then some with it. Plenty of amazing speakers who spoke from their own level of being, about being, and their own journey, and the conversations that happened from there, and being able to support each other through it too, or support each other in moments. Like one person had a breakthrough moment, and it just came to me for a hug. What was her name? Dawn?
Rose.
Rose, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was beautiful how you were able to hold space for her.
That's what it's all about. Just be.
Were there any other moments that stood out for you from the conference?
Like I said, when I got interviewed from Dave on there, what I was talking about, what Ankush said, Ankush, when he said about your ceiling, your ceiling in your life, how to make your ceiling that you currently have in your life, when you reach that ceiling, now it becomes your new floor.
Hmm.
And then some like that's deep. But then yeah, I took plenty of notes.
Yeah.
So let's see. What are some of the notes that I took that I can share? Oh yeah, from Halak, when he said take these three things and and, and integrate it for yourself. But it said judge less, love more, go deep. And I put parentheses. That's what she said. Like a couple stuff. Who would I be if I was the most loving person I know?
Mm.
I wrote down, I acknowledge myself for choosing to deepen in love. How would I run my business if I was a wealth circulator?
Mm.
Deep.
Got it. Yeah.
What about you?
Um, Ankush told a story about receiving that really got me. Actually, and then I had an experience that in the next couple of days that kind of like brought me back to the story that he told. He said, that he had a session with Steve Hardison, and Steve was telling him about how, like, you know, he was giving him an experience about what it's like to observe Ankush and how he is around receiving. So Ankush admitted that it was hard for him even to like receive a compliment. So Steve's like, okay, I'll be you. And he gave Ankush something, and he said, hand it to me. So Ankush handed it to Steve, and Steve smacked it out of his hand. This is a story that Ankush was telling. And Ankush said that it stung. It stung in more ways than one, to just really experience what it's like to, to be that way around receiving. So he said that he got it after that. And what was interesting is that a couple days later, like I woke up with this random like mark on my hand. I had no idea where it came from. And like I looked at it, and it like took me back to the story that Ankush was saying. And I was like, that's my reminder, about receiving, to just like not to essentially, like smack away these gifts from God.
Ya stigmata. Finished watching the season 2 The Exorcist. I'm ready.
Oh my goodness.
Father Marcus and Tomas. can't believe they canceled that show, man.
Oh my goodness.
Off topic, but yeah, can't believe they canceled that. That's going to get really good.
So silly. I have some notes from the conference too. Steve Chandler sent in a video, and I've been I've been slowly writing a book over the past couple of years, and listening to Steve Chandler, deliver his message by video to the conference had a breakthrough, where he was talking about like how many books he's written. He said he's written like 30 books. And me, I'm over here like trying to like cram everything that I want to say into one book. And I'm like, oh, no, I could just write like 10. And that felt like way more liberating than trying to squeeze it all into one. So it was great to release that block. And let's see, some other points. Ankush was also talking about a quote from one of Steve Chandler's books where he says, "I'm the creative potential of the universe." And I just read that book. It's called Creator. And like really like getting present to that and what that means. Like I am the creative potential of the entire universe. That's something to take in. Imagine being from that place and what life would look like. Kasudi was another person who was reflecting on, like how you fill the room. And interesting. That's a good story.
Finish your story. We'll get to it.
Okay. Got it. About how you fill the room. And he brought someone that was an aspiring artist, a young lady, and he literally like changed her life. She went from having experience of never having even been in a car or to a restaurant, and then being at an international event, like in front of all of these people. I can only imagine, like what that's done for her perspective and for the rest of her life. Karan, who ran 7 marathons on 7 continents.
With a torn knee.
Yeah, with a torn knee.
and a broken leg.
Was it a broken leg?
He said it was a stress fracture.
Okay. Wow. He said, if I had to do it because I was going to die, could I do it? Like, just reframing your pain, and how you can move through things. And then Alok asked the question, he said, how much money energy needs to flow through me to create the impact that I want to make? It's another way to reframe like money and abundance and currency, just to be the channel for what wants to move through you. So that's what I got from the conference. And it was an amazing experience. We had dinner afterwards with all the peoples.
Had wine.
You had wine? Okay. So yeah, that was the conference day. The next day, we went shopping again. Oh yeah. It was great. A lot of fun, for sure. Like, just being in the room. Right? We went shopping the next day, then got on the plane. And by then we were off to Dubai.
We didn't go anywhere though. We was at the airport, right?
just like hung out, ate food, slept.
Went on an adventure to find a place to sleep.
We went all the way out of the terminal and had to get an Uber to go from arrivals back to departures, talk to like security, and this is all happening at like midnight. Talk to security, explain to them that we were actually supposed to do the sleep and fly in Terminal C, but we went out by accident. It was a whole journey that took like 3 or 4 hours. And then we came back, we had lasagna and burgers, and then went to sleep. And just barely made our flight the next morning to Cairo.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. So you do Cairo.
How do I do Cairo?
I'm tired of talking for the moment.
So we went to Cairo.
Mm-hmm. What's around your neck?
Oh, so this is what I got from Cairo. And look at it closely, bringing more and more in. It is a tiger's eye crystal with the chakras on it. So I got this in Egypt when we went on the tour of the pyramids.
Right.
So that right there was next level. So one, before even doing that, when we got there, or when the first night that we were there, we actually got to take a camel. So we get to ride, and you see it in. Oh, I don't know if we have the profile or the photos, but yeah.
On Facebook.
Yeah. Well, the one camel, that's the camel that I rode, but we got to ride the camels into the desert. And we rode the camels in the desert, and we watched the sunset in the desert with the pyramids in a fire pit.
Drinking tea.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was an interesting thing too. Like the tea is their culture. Like not even just when we were with our amazing tour guide Oscar, but then it was with everywhere on the flights and everything else. So it's my experience of different culture, experience of tea. But really the most important thing, which I always wanted to do on my bucket list, now I could check that off, was to actually explore the Giza pyramids. To actually be able to see it live and be with it live. And on the next day, we were able to get a tour of those pyramids and see the Sphinx. But really, what my wife and I actually got to do was to go in the pyramid, like go in it.
Yeah.
And that was a journey. Where do we go in the pyramid?
We went inside the Great Pyramid. I don't know what the name of the room was.
Was it a king's tomb or something?
Something like that.
The king's chamber?
I know that it was 90 degrees up in there.
Yeah, it was so much sweating. But we were able to go in there. And the cool thing about it as well is we got to actually sit in the space of like this king's chamber. The energy there. Oh man, here we go. Explain more.
So it was very interesting. Like I had an experience where like there was one night that I just felt like sick. Like I had like a knot in my stomach. And what I realized almost after we had left is that knot in my stomach was actually a healing. Like all of the negative energy was just like balled up, and then it just transmuted and dissipated, and it felt like a space that was available for expansion, for a greater capacity of love. And it was just like, it's not something that I was looking to experience, but it's something that happened just from being, among the majesty of the people and the sacred spaces that we were in. It was like my soul was detoxified. It was great. It was, or I should say, my body was detoxified to match the vibration of my soul, which became, even more ever present. There were amazing people. Our tour guide, Oscar, is hands down, by far, the best tour guide and knows everyone and everything. So please, if you're looking to go to Egypt, feel free to reach out. Happy to share his information. What was that energy from where you were at? Right, right. It was me, like just feeling all of the things. Fear came up, distrust, anxiety, all the things just like came up and then just left. And I left feeling like lighter, more expansive, just it was definitely an upgrade, an up leveling. Yeah, we definitely got like all the things on our phone, walking through the the tiny channels to get to the chamber inside of the pyramid. Like it's a long walk to get in there. It's miraculous how they did that, how they were able to, like create these passageways so that you could be in there. And how they got air to circulate in there. Like you're deep inside of this like stone structure. So there's so much more than meets the eye. And the day after we left, we looked on Oscar's Facebook page, and they found they had a ceremony to open a new room in the pyramid that they had discovered. So there's even more just like being found, and the place is evolving even still. Because I wonder how Malcolm X felt when he visited the Mideast. I bet he had similar feelings. Interesting. I haven't read or heard about Malcolm X's journey, but I can only imagine. So this was our third city: London, Dubai, London, Dubai, Mumbai, and then Cairo as our fourth city. So Cairo was definitely felt like an awakening, and it was beautiful. The experience was just awesome. Got some really epic pictures too. Like we have a picture where we have like our heart hands at the top of the pyramid, like all kinds of things. So please feel free to check out our Facebook pages where we're posting more and more photos.
Yep, you already know.
Okay. So wrapping up Cairo, so after that we went to Casablanca, Morocco, and we have one of these adventures in the middle of the night where we get there and we ended up going to the wrong hotel. The hotel we were staying at was like a couple minutes from the airport, but there's 3 hotels with the same name. So we ended up going to the hotel in the city center, and we ended up getting to like walk around the city center and see what the culture is like there, though nothing was open, but still like got a feel and had just enough cash from the ATM to get back to the correct hotel. So we get there and, we're getting settled in and, doing all the things to figure out how we can charge our phones. And then we get some rest. So it was nice to have a day to rest. Our layover in Morocco was for 17 hours. So we had a Moroccan breakfast with teas and cheese and olives and omelets and beautiful garden that was in the back that I got to take a peek at. But Oh man. Yeah. Yeah. I get it. Yeah. So I do share those sentiments. um Morocco, with fresh dates and tea and all the things. And then of course, just being able to kind of like have a day to integrate while still in a new country, but um, right. I would say so. I would say so. I think there's a lot of similarities in the way that I feel, and it was an expansive experience. So we um, we had to sit in our Cairo experience and just be with what it offered us, be with who we were being. As we made our way back to the US. And what was interesting, Malcolm was one remarkable man. I hear you. I do. So we left Casablanca. And I have some more reading to do on Malcolm. So thank you for bringing that to my attention, to our attention. Perhaps I'll do some more reading on him and his journey. Thank you. Thank you so much. So we left Casablanca at 3 in the afternoon. And when we landed in New York, it was 5 in the evening the same day. So it was a 9-hour flight, but when we came back, it was like interesting. I was like, oh, this morning I was in Morocco. This is so interesting. Um, because of the time zone change, we like gained a day. I think that's correct or accurate. But what a trip. I'm really grateful, that I was able to share that experience with Dell. Him having his first experience outside of the country, and he goes to 5 countries in 7 days. And me, I just like to travel. I like seeing the world and having different experiences and adventures, and exploring different ways of being and meeting people and connecting and learning more about myself. Like, it was the ultimate experience. It was great. Highly recommended, and very happy to share suggestions and any other details that you're wondering about. I really, really appreciate you all for being here and listening. And if you want to see some photos, please do check out our Facebook pages. There's tons there. And I don't know, doing something like that again. Like the exact trip. Happy to bring people along. It would be a remarkable experience to just kind of like trace our steps and share. And it is an experience that anybody can have. Totally attainable and just expansive, very magical. No, we didn't get down to Nigeria, and grateful to be on the continent for the first time, and having been able to have those experiences. So yes, I do look forward to returning, for sure, for sure. All right, everyone. Got it. Noted. Thank you. All right, everyone. Have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you for following along on our journey, and stay magical.
You've been listening to our Daily Magic Podcast with Kai and Dell. Please like, subscribe, and tune in next week for another magical episode. Visit www.ourdailymagic.com for more. Thank you for listening and have a magical day.